Okay, yo, welcome here, welcome back, man. It's that guy, as blue as it gets. Coming back with another, quick cut. Still coming down off that victory against Seattle this past Sunday, man. Just great win still, no matter how you might feel about the team, no matter how you might feel about the personnel sometime, man. When the team can bring home a W, it is good stuff. And just sure things that you should go ahead and appreciate, especially when the team has been winning games like that on a regular basis and winning them losses sometimes looking like the worst things out there, most terrible things out there. Um, yeah, man, I just wanted to just come back, with the fandom here and see how we absorb this week and just to keep focused on how we're going through this season because as it goes along, man, people are going to be flipping back and forth all types of their ways around the pains around the players, the team itself, and you just it's just going to be what it is with that. Really, it's not going to change, from what the modern look of sports is, and this team is no different. Franchise is no different, even though we have some prestige having multiple Super Bowls, in at least recent memory. But you know, it is what it is with that, right? Yeah, I think that the thing that probably gets us most tied up right now is, when you do like the team or if you've had some feelings about the team, man, people try to typecast you in some type of way and feel that, if you don't support the players like they think you're supposed to support them, man, that you're not a true fan in this team. And we want to make sure, as part of this fandom and been part of this fandom for all their lives and stuff like that, who might have opinions about this team, that you're not wrong to have expectations for this team. You're not wrong to have expectations for a Dexter Lawrence being out there, doing his thing every week. You don't have you're not wrong for having expectations for Deontay Banks stepping up against DK Metcalf this weekend, even though he might have got, quote unquote, toasted by CD Lamb last week before that against the Dallas Cowboys. They act like, or some kind of take it like when you use these verbiages to describe these situations that the team has gone through, and it might not be as cozy for them to hear as you know, he's G's for them to hear maybe that it's a sign that you're a fan of or your dedication to the team and watching them go through what they got to go through on the field and going through the injuries and making the plays and going through the trials and tribulations of trying to stay in the NFL. Most players is out in 3, 4 years anyhow. That you don't have an appreciation for that, and that's kind of wrong. In my opinion, I think they're kind of giving off a wrong impression when they try to do that, and then at the same time when they may try to emphasize the importance of the situation around Daniel, and even though people have an opinion on his play and, support it with plenty of evidence and, opinionated evidence and statistical evidence and analytical evidence that they still feel that you might be putting too much what on a QB position or Daniel Jones in Pacific right now. It's just part of the job when it comes with a man. And as we absorb that as a fandom and understand that, not every player has to be every other player. And that's what some of the things about going through the season and keeping identity for what Daniel Jones play has been, what it can be, um, in the right settings is all fair and good. But it's not something that's just because somebody who might have a negative opinion or, not so great opinion about the play up until now is here to support the play they're getting now is not some sign of them wavering in their former positions on that. To keep that clear for anybody that might get confused who've come through here and seen these or have seen other people's content and then think, and they see this content, that this content here is blue as it gets, and that's the way we keep it and we always speak for ourselves, or whatever fandom is here that is part of that. We always speak to the truth of that, and remain firm in that opinion that we might have of the team wanting to play better because you want everybody to play better. It doesn't matter who it is on the team, really. It's bigger than one player, and even the people who support this team in the way they do for the Giants and their fandom that they've had for a long time, kind of lose sight of that, even still, even when trying to support and be supportive of the potential of a player playing well or if they're playing well. Because it's such a long season to go, man, and in previous seasons, we've kind of gotten lost in the sauce with, getting too up and too down on things and not really trying to keep focus on what we're watching on the field and everything like that. Statistics and analytics are going to be what they're going to be. Fandom for some people is going to be one thing, fandom for some people is going to be another thing. You got to kind of tune out that noise, as difficult as it may sound, and just embrace what you're seeing and appreciate the play that we're getting, man. Because the team or the team's history is not a bad one. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the team's understanding of what we expect from it can't just be lowered down to a point where we can't have expectations for the team. And I think that's something that's been emphasized from Dayball in most recent weeks here. There's expectations for this team that they shouldn't, hope for something to go well just because the play is being ran and they might have practiced stuff. They should expect that their talents and the coaching and everything else that goes into it is going to show some promise. And that's what we hope to happen throughout the season in reference to anybody else on the team or somebody like Daniel Jones, because that seems to be the mainly sticking point for people when you discuss critiques around the team. Critiquing other parts, like a Kayvon Thibodeau, never seems to really be an issue for people. Critiquing parts like Brian Burns early in the season didn't really seem to be an issue for people when it came to how they might get when they talk about Daniel Jones. Not to say that those players didn't deserve some type of critiques when they were coming in and not really playing up like that or playing up the task. That's not wrong in that, but that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's just that a player like Jones has been here for so long now that it might seem like it's so much about him when it's just the team going through its time, man. I've been watching the team for so long and have seen players like Phil Simms or a Kurt Warner come here before Eli stepped in. Kerry Collins coming here before players stepped in, and that's you might have opinions about them about their play, but you appreciate it for what it was, even though that might have been not the thing that you envisioned being the dominant thing that would lead the team to wherever else. And that's kind of the same thing for Daniel for some people. We appreciate the good play that we get from him. It's not suddenly on some Daniel Jones bandwagon. No, it's not. That's not that. Let's make that clear. We are here because we are Giants, New York football Giants fans. Before Daniel Jones even was born, I was a fan of this team, and many others were fans of this team for 10, 15, 20 years before that man was born. People were fans of this team. So it's never really solely been about one player. And that kind of goes even back to Saquon Barkley. It's as big as a fan as many were of him, are his still, even though he's on the Eagles. We can't, be Saquon, but appreciate the player in 10 years that he was here. It's still something. I don't know. That's just my little piece on it, man. As we take the win and the victory from this and the good play that we've seen, and maintain that there are 12 games to go. There's still plenty of wins out there for the team to get. They are currently 2-3. I myself had them at 7-10. And if I feel some way about Daniel Jones and I'm still giving this team 7-10, then that means my fan probably existed before that guy was ever on this roster. Will probably exist even after he's off this roster, if that were to be the thing, just like Saquon Barkley is off this roster. And I haven't wavered it yet. Did I stop being a Giants fan? You see this right here on my chest, on my shoulders, on my back, on my arms and limbs like that. But that is just expression of it. That's not my fandom because my fandom existed before any of this, like my channel or me seeing any other Giants content existed, before YouTube existed. It's wild, man. It's wild. But as we go into this and as we appreciate the play we go, man, I think we should just maintain that that little, I don't know, peace of mind about it, I guess. Even when you look at the draft coming up and that you might have some expectations from there, you might be watching some players out there and then kind of envision them here. That's cool, I guess. That's something we all can do in ways. I'm sure everybody automatically does that anyhow, no matter who's on a team like that. Um, but yeah, I think that's hopefully a good piece for everybody out there as they get through this. And they wanted to update on how some of the more pessimistic feels might be around the team, even as the season is progressing. I don't know, man. It's below the gets though. Welcome back, welcome here. Thank you for coming by when you do. liking and subscribe when you do, uh, all that good stuff. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep at it. I am gonna try to add some more stuff in here as far as some of my highlights from plays from the games that I've seen or we watched or we're watching. So expect more from my channel, just like I expect more from my team. Feel me? All right, yo. Not everybody's up to do that. They could just talk about the team and talk about the team. But there are some really caliber creators, content creators out there that also talk about the team, provide more deeper analysis. And I wish they would get more recognition. But just that's just general respect to them, not to say that they're whatever. But I'm trying to do my own thing too, and I have some traits and abilities and talents and analysis and clear insight that I can provide, and I hope I try to provide in this. But to do that, I want to bring in some visual context as well, so people can identify better when I say these things that what I'm actually referring to, and then my stuff, my content doesn't get misconstrued or told in different ways that it should be from what it originally is. That's what it's the realest thing about it to me. All right, yo, peace, and check y'all out, man.